Now, a woman has been arrested for allegedly for an alleged false 911 call leading to the death of young Scooter. The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office said an autopsy revealed that young Scooter died after suffering a penetrating injury to his right thigh after jumping at least one fence and coming into contact with fencing material. And the police are saying that that's how he died, injuries that were caused by him running from them.
I got to confess something. When you were describing a penetrating wound to his I was thinking you were going to say rectum.
Oh no!
I was
no.
what happened?
I think it said thigh.
Right thigh.
Yeah, right thigh.
It came close to rectum. I was really worried.
Young Scooter, who is a rapper based out of Atlanta, I listened to a lot of his music back in the day, especially. But he passed away actually on his birthday, which is crazy. 39th birthday.
Makes it simple for the tombstone.
Yeah, there you go. Now, a woman has been arrested for allegedly for an alleged false 911 call leading to the death of young Scooter.
So what's this scenario? This headline is kind of asks a lot of questions.
Right. So I'm gonna tell you here. Okay. So police arrested a woman accused of making false 911 call before last week's death of young Scooter. Okay. So Dimitri was charged. With transmitting a false public alarm. The false call was allegedly made to authorities. Scooter has collaborated with Future. Police said that Spence has been wanted for allegedly making a false call. Okay, how many times are you gonna say this? Okay, 5 miles downtown. So the Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office said an autopsy revealed that young Scooter died after suffering a penetrating injury to his right thigh after jumping at least one fence and coming into contact with fencing material. All right. So basically, she made this call, and I heard the call. She was just saying how, there's a big fight going on, and there's a domestic case, and she's naked, and he's beating her, and he's doing this, and he's doing that, and you got to come over here quick. She's dying, or whatever the case may be. And it was about, she was saying that young Scooter's beating up this girl and beating her up real bad.
Okay.
Police come, of course. Knock on the door, knock down the door. Scooter, who probably had no idea that this call was going on, that call had been made place, him and another guy tried to flee the scene. All right. So maybe, I don't know, maybe he had some drugs or gun on him or something, and saw the police, automatically, boom, thought to run. On his way running, the thing says, he got hurt on the fence or whatever with his leg, and the police are saying that that's how he died, injuries that were caused by him running from them.
I got to confess something. When you were describing a penetrating wound to his I was thinking you were going to say rectum.
Oh no!
I was
no.
What happened?
I think it said thigh.
Right thigh.
Yeah, right thigh.
It came close to rectum. I was really worried.
Now, Young Thug came out and said that the autopsy is saying that he was shot. Police came back and said there were no shots. There were no shots, at all
fired
from Scooter side or from police side. Neither at the house, and the whole call was made up. So my thing is, I wanted to go with my angle, but you had a question.
Go ahead. I'll follow.
Reason why I my angle on this is, so the girl Demetria who made the call, she was arrested. She's facing 3 to 5 years. Okay, I think she should be facing life. She caused the life. You should be facing what you caused. Her call led to young Scooter's death. It's plain as day. Nothing happened. He did nothing wrong. He wasn't beating on nobody. He wasn't doing nothing. Now, he probably had something on him that he wasn't supposed to have. And that's why he saw the police and automatically started running, because I'm pretty sure he's a convicted felon or something along those lines. So he probably had something on him. That's just me 100% just trying to think of why he initially ran to begin with. But the whole call was made up, false. And so I think she need to be facing what she caused. 3 to 5 is way too light.
I have some questions, though. So what is the airbrush lady's connection to him?
Airbrush.
Look at her photograph.
Well, her jail photo was much worse.
This is clearly like a doctored. This is not a natural photo. There's a filter. There's airbrushing. There's a whole lot going on here.
That's you're getting good because I wouldn't have thought about that at all.
Oh, the first, but as soon as she popped up, I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Her mugshot looks like a man, damn near.
Really?
Yeah.
But what is her connection to young Scooter to begin with?
That's a good question. I don't know that.
You don't know. So then, because again, what is the motivation for making the call? Is she like somebody who lives in the next property and like has a beef with him just because maybe he's a shitty neighbor? And she thought this would be one way to do it. Maybe he was doing some illegal stuff, maybe not at that particular moment, but she knew, hey, maybe there's a chance if I call the cops, they'll come running and they'll catch him doing something.
Yeah.
So maybe she had a motive like that. Is she like somebody that he used to smash and she's now like a jilted lover? There's a ton here to go what's going on, But I don't know that I agree with you that like, she deserves a life sentence from at the end of the day, he ran. At the end of the day, we may have shots fired that would fall on the hands of the officers. So I don't want any of those people like dodging any potential responsibility to scapegoat the 911 caller. I want more of a thorough, detailed analysis of what happened and why.
Yeah, but if that's the case, then that should be reprimanded as well. But I don't want her to go unscathed.
If they shot this guy and blamed it on a leg wound that's not fatal,
they should be held to pay.
They should be life sentence or death penalty.
They should be held to pay if that's the case.
Yeah,
because that is an elaborate lie, and if that is the case, what a fucking nutso story to where everything is just. It's just been
chaos,
chaos and lies. Like, from the call to the police to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But no, I think regardless of anything, I think she needs to pay. I'm just tired of women being able to come out and making like crazy false claims, whether it's this from fake 911 calls or hey, he raped me or hey, whatever, he shot me in the pinky toe even though he never touched the gun. I'm just tired of all and then them winning and getting off and getting all of this. Like, how is this? What world are we living in here, man? Well, this is a sick world.
For argument's sake, though, what if he did something horrific to her?
To her?
Yeah. And instead of like, pulling up with a gun and shooting him or slashing tires, she kind of went a little Count of Monte Cristo and set him up to fail.
No, that would have been reported. That would have been something would have been out about that.
But you don't find it curious that in anything you're reading, there's no description of connection between these two people?
Well, yeah, I'm reading like major news stories. I'm sure if I was to go to like something else,
but I find that really weird.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's the biggest thing is why does this woman have an investment in calling 911 on him at all? Fake. Why would she do this? Like, it's, unless there's something going on, it's inexplicably irrational behavior.
What she told the police is that she's neighborhood watch, but that's not enough.
Right.
There has to be. Now, if she is just literally neighborhood in like a neighbor, are you on my side more?
Yeah. If she's
just a neighbor, no independent. No, I understand.
I'm not saying I'm not on your side.
Yeah.
I was just presenting a hypothetical because we don't know much about this. So, like, let's say, because here's a scenario for me. Let's say that young Scoot did something to one of my kids, and I don't want to get arrested. I'm not a gun guy. I'm not a man of violence. So instead of walking over there and shooting him in the head, I'm just going to call 911 and hope the cops do it for me.
I agree with that. I understand that point.
And I know that's
but that's not the case. Yeah.
Don't know what happened.
I'm sure that's not the case. Now, in all of these stories I'm reading, they're saying like, police have not given a reason why she called 911.
They need to. That's critical.
It really is though, because the more you say it does. it'll wrap a bow around what I'm saying, because yeah, if some kind of way there's some tie to the past or something crazy that he might have did to her or something, then okay. But if she's just a random woman in the neighborhood, knows that that's young Scooter, maybe they play loud music over there or something, whatever. She needs to be at least a lot longer than 3 years.
Well, she's if that's all she is, an overzealous neighborhood watchman. She's basically not George Floyd. What's the dude here in Sanford? Killed Trayvon Martin.
Oh yeah. I don't know the name.
She's
but of
that
course.
guy who didn't fire the shot.
Yeah.
You're just taking your purview of neighborhood watch and stretching it way further than it ever should be.
Yeah.
So we need some serious information about why she made this call and what her connection is to him.
No, that is important. That is important. We need to find out. Hopefully, we can get some news on that. All right. Let me see. Did I have one more here? Oh, I thought this was interesting.